You may be expecting someone to introduce me, but I'm not like all the other guys. So, let me introduce myself. I'm Narco, top 1 player in the world for several seasons, and I'm risking my life teaching you how to become a pro player in a matter of days, giving you the most valuable tips and tricks you'll ever find. Sit down, relax, and enjoy. Well. Being a good sport is not for everyone. Everybody wants to rush and kill the whole map. Let's not say everybody, but the majority of players. At the end, it's a shooting game, and that is what you're supposed to do, right? Well, not quite. Yes, it is a shooting game, and you're supposed to shoot other players, but it needs to be done smart. Picture this, you're playing duos versus squads, and you have a squad on your left and another on your right. You decide to rush on the left squad and your teammate on the right squad. What do we have in here? We have a solo versus squads game. Half of your firepower is gone, but obviously you're not expecting this. Let's picture something even more interesting. Let's say you rushed the squad on the left and you successfully knocked down 3 of them. But after taking down 3 of them, you need to heal, and the 4th player comes and knocks you down. Your teammate does the same thing. He thinks he's tough enough to take down a full squad, and maybe he is, and maybe he's not. He also takes down 3 of them, and the 4th player comes and kills him. Now you both are as good as dead, enjoying the flight between the lobby more than anything else. You see, in both scenarios, all you needed is a player to stay by your side. If both of you would have rushed the squad on the left and the squad on the right, you would have won both fights. And believe me, both scenarios happened to me many times. But I definitely enjoy fighting beside someone who knows to play as a team rather than someone who runs all the map like a headless chicken dancing like a ballerina in a hope that maybe he gets a squad wipe. Playing properly as a team, I guarantee you that you're gonna have more squad wipes than you can be proud of. That's why in this video I'm gonna show you some scenarios in which I've become the support player and I've let my teammate take the leadership. I thought it would be hard, but it turns out it was quite funny. I had a single task: to follow the man. Every single group of players has to have a leader. There's no question about it. The leader is the head of your body, and the rest of the squad are the leg and hands. The head cannot move without the body, and the body cannot move without the head. But when you have all of this together, pointing into the same direction, my friend, you'll be dead even before you can react to a squad like this. So please, watch closely and take notes. If you see enemies on the map, let your leader know about it. Mark the territory and wait for him to take his decision. He may want to rush, he may not. If he doesn't want to rush you, follow him wherever he wants to go. Notice that even after I've pointed towards the enemies, I took a brief look at him to make sure he's aware of the fact that down there are some people. Then I waited to see if he's pushing towards them or not. He took the lead. Now that I have a confirmation, we can go all in.
Engaging the enemies.
You're out for a drive. Don't jump out of the car before your leader. Oh, Narco, but I thought he would have jumped off as well. I don't care what you thought. You're not supposed to leave the vehicle before him. He may have spotted another squad nearby while you were busy shooting mosquitoes, and he may not want to stop the car in the middle of the two squads. So don't exit the car before him. Remember that you have to follow him. You are nothing without him, and this goes both sides. The one and only exception is if you both play together for a very long period of time and you're both well aware of your surroundings. Also, the thought process has to be quite the same. He's out. Now and only now, I can exit as well.
Engaging the enemy.
Ai, ai, ai.
You just landed and barely grabbed one weapon while your leader is rushing already. But Narco, I only have one weapon. I need a golden extended mag, a golden long-range mod, 5 kinetics and another weapon in a way for me to help him. I can't fight with one weapon only. Yes, you can. You definitely can. If your leader can, you can as well. Just because you follow him, that doesn't necessarily mean you're not as capable as him. If he's rushing someone straight away after you guys just landed, it's maybe because he spotted someone alone. Although it's necessary to win 9 fights out of 10 in a 1 versus 1 situation, you never know when that one loss comes in and you must be beside him for rescue. That's exactly what happened here. I barely grabbed an SMG when I saw him jumping down. I didn't even have to think about what to do next. I just followed. Unfortunately for my teammate, it was a loss, but I was in there for backup. Now, imagine if I would have been 5 seconds late to come and help him. Would it have been possible that the same guy who knocked my teammate would have killed me as well? Of course, there could have been a chance, but would you rather eliminate that chance or try your luck? Think about it for a second. Reputation is the cornerstone of power. Through reputation alone, you can intimidate and win. Once it slips, however, you are vulnerable and will be attacked on all sides. Make your reputation unassailable. Always be alert to potential attacks and thwart them before they happen. Meanwhile, learn to destroy your enemies by opening holes in their own reputations. Then stand aside and let public opinion hang them. During China's War of the Three Kingdoms, AD 207 to 265, the great general Zhuge Liang, leading the forces of the Shu Kingdom, dispatched his vast army to a distant camp while he rested in a small town with a handful of soldiers. Suddenly, sentinels hurried in with the alarming news that an enemy force of over 150,000 troops under Sima Yi was approaching. With only 100 men to defend him, Zhuge Liang's situation was hopeless. The enemy would finally capture this renowned leader. Without lamenting his fate or wasting time trying to figure out how he had been caught, Liang ordered his troops to take down their flags, throw open the city gates, and hide. He himself then took a seat on the most visible part of the city's wall, wearing a Taoist robe. He lit some incense, strummed his lute, and began to chant. Minutes later, he could see the vast enemy army approaching, an endless phalanx of soldiers. Pretending not to notice them, he continued to sing and play the lute. Soon the army stood at the town gates. At its head was Sima Yi, who instantly recognized the man on the wall. Even so, his soldiers itched to enter the unguarded town through its open gates. Sima Yi hesitated, held them back, and studied Liang on the wall. Then he ordered an immediate and speedy retreat. Zhuge Liang was commonly known as the Sleeping Dragon. His exploits in the War of the Three Kingdoms were legendary. Once, a man claiming to be a disaffected enemy lieutenant came to his camp offering help and information. Liang instantly recognized the situation as a setup. This man was a false deserter and should be beheaded. At the last minute though, as the axe was about to fall, Liang stopped the execution and offered to spare the man's life if he agreed to become a double agent. Grateful and terrified, the man agreed and began supplying false information to the enemy. Liang won battle after battle. On another occasion, Liang stole a military seal and created false documents, dispatching his enemy's troops to distant locations. Once the troops had dispersed, he was able to capture 3 cities, so that he controlled an entire corridor of the enemy's kingdom. He also once tricked the enemy into believing one of its best generals was a traitor, forcing the man to escape and join forces with Liang. The sleeping dragon carefully cultivated his reputation of being the cleverest man in China, one who always had a trick up his sleeve. As powerful as any weapon, this reputation struck fear into his enemy. Sima Yi had fought against Chuko Liang dozens of times and knew him well. When he came on the empty city with Liang praying on the wall, he was stunned. The Taoist robes, the chanting, the incest, this had to be a game of intimidation. The man was obviously taunting him, daring him to walk into a trap. The game was so obvious that for one moment it crossed Yi's mind that Liang actually was alone and desperate. But so great was his fear of Liang that he dared not risk finding out. Such is the power of reputation. It can put a vast army on the defensive, even force them into retreat without a single arrow being fired. Soldiers, my mission ends here. My second YouTube channel is now on. This channel will be dedicated exclusively for live streams only. Go ahead and press that follow button if you want to see some real action. The link is in the description. I was Narco, #1 in the world for several seasons. Let me know if you have enjoyed my tips and tricks to bring you more. Cheers, mate.